What's up guys, it's Jake Gordon here. I'm going to go over literally my plan to make £1 million in 2021. Now, I just want to make this video literally so I can come back, I can look at this and I can see if I've hit that goal. I always like to make goals every single year, every single month, and sometimes every single week, and sometimes even every single day. Now, I also want to, make this video to show you what's possible, with the amount of change that I've been through, over the past 3 years, because I've came from absolutely nothing. Now I'm not trying to say I'm something, but the change is absolutely drastic. And I also think you'll get some value if you stay to the end. So watch this video, see what you think, drop a little comment. What's your goals in 2021? We're nearly finished this year. What is your goals for 2021? Drop them in the comments below. Now also, I don't want to make this video to come cocky or arrogant or look how much money he's making. That's not the goal here. The goal is to inspire most of you guys, because some of you guys are not going to get inspired, but most of you guys to see what is possible and the amount of change that you can do. If you're struggling right now, I promise you, the amount of change you can do if you just hit a target or set a target and write it down and just see if you can hit it. Whether that be e-commerce, what I do, whether it be real estate, Forex, trading stocks, Amazon FBA, whatever your niche is, whatever your thing is. Now, there's a YouTuber called Nate O'Brien. He made a great video on this, so I wanted to make my own topic, because most of his, thing came from ad revenue, right? Obviously, I don't have any ad revenue, so I wanted to make my own spin of it. There's really 5 sources of income that are going to contribute towards this, so I'm going to break them down. Now, I also want to say I'm not the smartest guy. Literally 3 years ago, this was me. Making £60 an hour. Yes, it sounds like a lot, but I was only doing 5 hours a week in that job. Very fun job, but also a very taxing job on the body, as I'm sure you can imagine. A lot of drugs, a lot of no brain fog, a lot of just stuff that wasn't going to get me anywhere. But it was fun for sure. But that's where I was 3 years ago, and also I was working a sales job in a local gym of mine. I was doing about 30-40 hours there, making okay money, but it was never never had my own free time, never had any of this stuff that I could really grow. There wasn't really a position of growth. And to be honest, at the end of the day, I didn't want to work for anybody else anywhere. I've also worked countless jobs before this, as a shop assistant. I even did pizzas at night, just anything. I've always been interested in making money, whether that was being at a job. I always wanted to work the most possible hours. But also, I realized that it became taxing. You can only work so much in a day. You've got to sleep, obviously. I know you can only work so much in a day, so that's when I, realized that you can't really, this is not scalable. I wanted to make a lot of money, and I still do. I don't consider myself making a lot of money. It's a big change, but you can't scale working, it's not scalable. As well, I don't have any school qualifications. I left school at 16, didn't really set any exams. I think I set maths and that was it. No exams, no experience, just straight went into work. So I'm really not the smartest of people. So if I can do this big change and have these big goals, you can 100%, because 99% of you guys out there, you're way smarter than me. Let's talk about the different sources of income. Now, number 1 on my list is from my e-commerce stores itself. Now, currently I've got 5 stores right now that are running, but I'm only going to count 4 stores. I've got a store that I just started recently. If you've been watching my other videos, it's a 10K challenge. We actually did just hit that 10K in 20 days. I'm going to release a video on that, 10K profit. I'm not going to count that though, because that's a very new store, so I'm just not going to count that as a source of income. So it's making me a lot of money, upwards of 1,000 per day, but profit, but I'm not going to count it because it's very, very new. So I'm going to count the other 4 stores that I've got running right now. Now, my other stores, it's very hard with e-commerce, I'm sure you can imagine. Some days I'm making upwards of $2,000 per day profit, with about 5 to 6K in revenue. Some days I'm not making as much. Some days I'm only making maybe 500 profit with 2K in sales and 1.5K in sales and revenue. It really just depends. So this is the problem with trying to do this, because e-commerce is very up and down. But we're going to do the worst possible scenario for this case. So I'm going to go for the worst possible scenario. So let's say these other 4 stores, like I said, I'm not going to count the new store, even though that's doing super well. I'm only going to count the 4 stores, and I'm just going to say the worst possible scenario, they make me £500 profit every day. They're doing way more than that right now, but we're going to go worst possible scenario, 500 per day. So that equals about $2,000 profit per day. So if we do the maths there, 365 times $2,000 every single day, obviously, because these run 24/7, that gives you about 730,000 of net profit. Now that includes product costs, the ads. We're talking about net profit. The refunds, the chargebacks, the merchant fees, VAs, everything. Like I said, it's going to be way much higher than that, and that sounds silly to say, you're thinking 730,000 pounds, that's $1 million USD already. It sounds crazy. Now keep in mind, guys, 3 years ago, And even before that, because I used to try and do dropshipping way before this, like I could never get a store profitable. Even 3 years ago, I was still trying. I was starting to get some traction, but you know, it's a crazy amount of change to estimate 730,000 just in profit from e-commerce sales alone. From going from nothing 3 years ago. Like, it's absolutely crazy, like, that I look back at that, and it's, you know, it's very possible for you guys out there to go and replicate that, just with a little bit of time and effort, because most of you guys give up too fast. Like, I see it all the time. I just see it, like, in groups and YouTubes and comments, everything. Like, people are giving up after a week. Like, if I give up after a week, like, I wouldn't be making this video. So you got to be consistent. You got to choose one platform for your ads. You just got to be so consistent, and I promise you will get there. Let's go over source number 2 is going to be one of my, you know, rental properties right now. Now, I paid for this in cash, so it's a cash buy. There's no mortgage on it. Obviously, I've got a house here that we live in right now. We're talking about the rental property, right? Now, I was planning to buy a bunch more, like, in the future. I actually had videos lined up where I was documenting it, and then I was just pretty much going to buy a bunch. So I was, you know, recording this sale and make like a little YouTube series. But then I realized, like, it's just so much time and effort, and I don't really enjoy it as much. Yes, it's cool passive income, and like I used to love all that kind of stuff, but I have way more fun running stores. So I'm not going to buy any more rental properties. And the cash flow is not as great as what you would think. Yes, you know, property values go up over time, I believe in all that kind of stuff, but it's just not as fun. Like, it's just not for me. I don't think it's for me anymore. But I've still got a rental property right now that we're still renting out. This property in cash brings just over £400 after the property manager fees. So £400 times 12 equals 4,800 in profit. And to be honest, like I said, like, when this virus goes away, I'm probably just going to sell it. Like, £4,000 is just completely nothing compared to like the amount of time and effort. It just sits there, to be honest, but it's just not worth it. I would just rather just pull that cash, put that cash into my e-commerce stores, and just, you know, it's going to make much better growth, to be honest. And I'm just not interested in real estate anymore. I thought I was, but I'm just not interested anymore. But, you know, we're still killing it because I'm probably still going to keep it for that, you know, full year. If not, I'll sell it maybe June, July. Just depends when this virus goes away, because I don't want to sell it at the lowest price when all the prices are rock bottom. I want to, you know, make profit on my sale. Obviously, I'm making profit every month, but I want to make profit on, you know, what we purchased it for. Next one, a little bit controversial. People will say my e-commerce course. Oh no, he sells a course. Yeah, dude, like I don't give an F. Like, I'm open about selling a course. You get a lot of like these people in the finance industry, business industry, that, you know, just don't want to admit like they make a lot of money from their courses. Now, I don't make a lot of money from my courses, you know, mainly because I just launched it like less than a month ago, but I don't promote it, I don't run ads to it, and I never will, just because, you know, if you want it, it's there. It's kind of that, like, it's in the description of every video. If you want it, it's there, great, but if you don't want it, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not trying to push it down people's throat, and I never will. There's no point. So yeah, my projected sales are about, I'm going to say about 25 to 45 a month. You know, if I get more subscribers, and once I get more subscribers, that's going to probably go up. But like I said, we're going to go for the absolute rock bottom, just because, like I said, like, I'm not promoting it. Like, it's there if it's there. We've already had some people come in, and it's still in pre-sale. The course isn't even fully built yet. We're releasing each module week by week, so we're already getting some good feedback. We're already getting some people in, which is nice. But like I said, I'm not going to promote it. I could scale it to the moon, but I'm not interested in it. I want to keep the price as low as possible, because if I'm running ads to it, then I have to start charging like 2, 3, 4 grand, and I really don't want to do that. I'm just keeping it at the price it is right now. I might increase it, you know, when it's fully done, but it's never going to be crazy thousands of pounds. No, we're going to go for, you know, 30 sales per month for this one. 30 times 499 times the 12 months would equal 179,600. Sorry, 179,640. And that sounds crazy to even think about that. But yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is. That's, you know, that's how much I'm projecting for sales an e-commerce course. And this is really only, you know, combining, you know, getting the first stage right, actually doing really well in e-commerce stores, and then taking that knowledge and giving it back to people. So yeah, that's what we're projecting for that one. Now, another one, one of my favorites, to be honest, is one-to-one consultant. The problem with the one-to-one consultant is I can't scale it. I would love to scale it. I love my one-to-one clients when we jump on calls every week. Like, you get a lot of good feedback, like, and it's amazing. But the problem is I have to be on the calls every week. It's not scalable because I'm doing e-commerce, you know, myself full time. Like, I can't jump on calls, so I really have to limit this to three spots a month, because I can't jump on calls with everybody. It's not possible. So for this, I charge 3K, you know, for the full thing, times by 3, so that'd be 9 grand. And we always sell out. Like, I always get 3 clients a month. Like I said, I would love to scale it to the moon, but it's just not possible because it's a lot of time and effort. And I want to keep it really limited, to be honest, as well. It's like a more like a limited thing. So I really want to keep it limited. So yeah, so $3,000 times 3 a month times the 12, that gives us 108,000, projected for that. And that is, that's very consistent. Like I said, I could scale that to probably 500 grand a year, but it's just too many clients, too many. I just keep it like a nice close circle. The last part, for my streams of income, it doesn't really exist yet, but I can definitely see it happening. I'm not going to count a crazy number. It doesn't exist. We're talking about YouTube ad revenue. So this is really what Nate O'Brien was saying. Nate O'Brien makes about 50 grand a month. Obviously, I don't make anything a month, but I'm going to count it in there eventually. Just because I can see this channel getting monetized. I know the CPM is going to be pretty high because there's going to be a lot of advertisers running ads on this channel eventually. To be honest, in 2021, I might make zero in YouTube ad revenue, and that's okay. Like, I still enjoy making the videos because it's something I'm really passionate about. But let's just say I do get monetized, and I can honestly see it happening. So I'm literally just going to say 1K a year. It's going to be, to be honest, more than that. Like, I already know it's going to be more than that, but I just want to say 1K a year is all I'm going to get from YouTube ad revenue by the time 2021 is done. So all in all these sources that we've talked about, most of it is coming from e-commerce. And like I said, I lowballed e-commerce sales and profit, well lowballed it, because we're making way more than 500 profit per store right now. But I wanted to keep it fully transparent with you guys. So overall, all the 5 sources, well over £1 million, and that's the goal. Now keep in mind, this doesn't include taxes, which is going to wipe out about half of that, if not very close to half of that. It depends how smart you are. But yeah, all this is pretty much just going to go, at least half of it's going to go away to taxes. But overall, that's my plan for 2031, all out in the open. Wanted to be fully transparent with you guys, really how far you can change as a person, financially in just 3 years' time. Going from just nothing to, should be doing over $1 million profit, just in e-commerce sales profit, and just less than 3 years. Like I said, going from nothing to creating over $1 million in profit in just under 3 years is absolutely insane. And also being able to, create all these sub niches, such as the course, such as the one-to-one consultant, real estate, whatever. You can create all these sub niches if you just focus on one thing, and then just expand it if you want to grow even further. Honestly, like, anything is possible. Like, I really don't think like you guys should just choose a niche. For example, if you want to get into e-commerce, you should love e-commerce. Like, choose one that you love, because if you don't like e-commerce, you're never going to be able to scale to the moon, and you're not going to enjoy it. Like, I would rather, like, if I only made like 50 grand or 100 grand a year profit on e-commerce, like, I know I could make $1 million on Forex, for example, right? I would still choose the e-commerce because I like it. Like, I don't know anything about Forex, and let's just say I hated it, even though I could make $1 million. I wouldn't choose the Forex, right? I would just choose something that I love and scale that to the moon, because there's so much easier scaling something that you love and enjoy every single day. It's just so much easier. So yeah, don't chase something that you don't enjoy. Chase something that you want to do, and the money will flow with it. Like, if you do something really well, the money will flow to you. It's as simple as that. That's what really I've realized in the last 3 years. Yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, in the comments, what's your goals for 2021? Leave a like, subscribe if you're new. But let me know your comments. What do you want to achieve in 2021? It might not be anything to do with financial, but what are you trying to achieve in 2021?